Okay, so the original poster is a 42-year-old man, and he explains that his 35-year-old fiancée is planning this trip
Okay.
to go to her ex's PhD defense internationally.
Okay.
And she's going to stay in his apartment for 2 nights
Okay.
by herself.
And he's not okay with this.
No, he's not okay with this.
And so what is
You
the
gotta say,
what is the
the comments.
yeah, what are people saying?
The comments are going bonkers.
Really?
Like wildfire.
Right.
Because it's like, how could you?
Right.
Like, why would you even put yourself in that situation?
Well, and it's so interesting how something like a PhD defense,
Right.
which on the surface you're like, okay, yeah, that's
Right.
that's a reasonable.
Yeah, you should go support
Yeah, you should go support
your ex.
your ex. But
Yeah. But in this case, it's like,
yeah, are there other things going on here that are making this seem not so above board?
Yeah.
And so tell me, like, are there any comments that stand out to you about what is it that's like really setting people off?
So he mentions that his fiance and the ex still communicate almost every day.
Yeah.
And that's a big no-no for a lot of the commenters.
Really?
They're like daily communication with an ex while engaged.
Yeah.
That's a hard pass for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like at a certain point, is
Where
that
are the boundaries?
yeah, where are the boundaries, and is that like an emotional?
It's exactly emotional affair.
Okay.
Big time.
So that's a big one. And then the other things that I thought was so interesting was that he mentions that she's like, well, you talked to your ex-wife.
Oh, yeah, the
So
hypocrisy.
it's like, whoa, hold on.
It goes both ways, apparently.
But is it the same?
Well, and he's
Or
saying...
is it really the same situation?
Right. He's saying, no, it's strictly for co-parenting.
Right.
Which is a whole other can of worms.
Totally.
You know?
But
But the comments are definitely on his side on that one.
Yeah.
Like, you can't compare co-parenting with,
Yeah.
like, still having a relationship with an ex.
right, this is not apples to apples.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got this trip, we've got staying at the ex's place, we've got daily communication, we got like a weird double standard
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And from what you're saying, it seems like the comments are like, girl, are you serious?
Red flags everywhere.
Yeah, this is
Major red flags.
like run for the hills kind of.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so what else is going on in this whole saga? Because there's always more to this story, right?
Oh, always.
Like, what else is going on
There's always more.
with this couple and with the situation?
So he does say that they've had a rocky relationship, and he admits that there's been some turbulence and mistakes on his part.
Uh-huh.
And get this, she's broken off the engagement twice recently
Oh, wow.
and then gone back to him.
So he's like
So you can kind of feel
already a little.
that he's walking on eggshells.
Yeah, and a little insecure maybe.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and like she knows this about him.
Right.
And she's still like,
Exactly.
yeah, I'm going to go stay.
Like, it's almost like a power move,
Yeah.
you know?
Like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay,
So yeah, the comments are all over that. Like, one person said she's holding all the cards.
oh, yeah.
She knows she has the upper hand in this situation,
Yeah,
and
but-
she's using it.
Okay, so we need to dig into those comments a little bit more because I'm really fascinated. Like, give me some of the more juicy details. Like, what are people saying?
Okay, so this one comment really stood out to me. It says, she's prioritizing her ex's celebration over her fiance's peace of mind.
Oh, man. And he's already feeling all like
Secure and weird about it, and she's just like,
tough luck.
yeah, and it's like, where's the empathy?
Right. Like, if my partner was this distraught, I would like move mountains
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
reassure them.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like this trip is like the thing,
Right.
but it's really, like you're saying,
It's a symptom.
it's a symptom of a bigger
It's not the disease.
pattern or
behavior.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of the comments are saying too. They're like, this is
Yeah.
not just about the trip.
It's about the whole like
This is about how they're relating to each other.
dynamic.
Yeah.
And like, are you respecting
Exactly.
this person that you're supposed to?
Yeah. Are you really committed to this person?
And their feelings and
Yeah,
oh, okay, so speaking of respecting feelings,
Mhm.
what are people saying about her responses to him? Because you think if your partner was like, I'm really uncomfortable with this.
Yeah.
She would be like, oh my gosh, like I had no idea you felt this way. Of course I won't go. Or like, let's talk about this. But what is she saying?
Yeah, she's not saying any of that.
Okay.
Instead, she's like, you're being controlling.
Boy.
You're being a hypocrite.
Oh, God.
You know, you talk to your ex-wife all the time.
It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is not.
Deflection.
Yeah, this is deflection and gaslighting. And
Big time, all the
the
things.
comments are like calling her out on that.
Yeah.
They're like, this is textbook Darby.
And that is
Deny attack, reverse victim and offender.
Which is so perfect because it's like,
She's turning it back on him.
with going online saying, like, help.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know what to do.
He's the one feeling vulnerable.
And she's making him the bad guy.
Right. And then using that.
Oh, my God. It's like that Brene Brown quote about vulnerability. Ooh.
I like that.
Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's like having the courage to show up when you have no control over the outcome.
Wow.
And he's being vulnerable, and she's like...
And she's taking advantage.
Yeah, and using it against him.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, so what are people saying he should do about this? Because I feel like...
Oh, the advice is coming in hot.
What are people saying?
So many people are saying set boundaries.
Like, what kind of boundaries?
Like, you need to tell her this is not okay.
Yeah.
And if she's not willing to respect that, then maybe you need to rethink the whole thing.
Like the relationship.
Like, are you willing to be with someone who doesn't respect your boundaries?
Yeah.
And doesn't care about your feelings?
That's a really good point, because it's like you teach people how to treat you.
Exactly.
And if you're letting her walk all over you, then...
You're basically saying this is okay.
You're saying this is okay and it's not.
This is okay when it's not.
Like, you deserve better.
Right. Like, you are worthy of someone who chooses you. Yes. And who doesn't make you feel like this?
Exactly. Someone who doesn't make you feel insecure.
Yeah.
Someone who doesn't make you question their every move.
Exactly.
Like, that's not a healthy relationship.
And it's so interesting because it started with the trip, and now we're like at the core of like, what is a relationship?
Right, exactly.
What is respect? What is all the big stuff, you know?
Yeah, the foundation of a good relationship.
Yeah. And so this trip has really like brought up some stuff.
Definitely some deeper issues.
For this couple, for sure. Okay, let's talk about the ex for a sec, because I feel like we've been focusing a lot on her and what she's doing and her choices. But what are people saying about like his role in all of this?
Yeah, he's not off the hook.
Right?
A lot of people are like, why is he even inviting her to his PhD defense?
Right. It's like, you're engaged.
Yeah, like you've moved on.
You're not just like random...
You have a fiancé.
College buddies anymore.
Right. And you're inviting your ex-girlfriend to come stay with you.
Like, that's weird.
It's a little sus.
Yeah. And so are people like, is he clueless? Or...
Yeah, is he totally oblivious?
Is he trying to like...
Is he trying to stir the pot?
Stir the pot, yeah.
Like, what's his angle?
Right, because it's like, it's one or the other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Either he's totally naive.
Right.
And like, doesn't realize like this is inappropriate.
Which, come on, like, yeah, what you're doing. Like,
what are you doing?
Why are you throwing this grenade into this relationship?
Right.
Intentionally or not, it's a problem.
Yeah, and it just brings up like all these other things. Like, what happens if...
Oh, yeah.
If his defense goes late? Or if like...
What if they miss their flight?
Yeah, if they miss their flight, or like all these things that could happen where they would be alone together.
It's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it's like, are you tempting fate here?
Exactly. And, you know, what are you going to do if you get through this and then this kind of thing happens again?
Right.
Because it probably will.
Because it's a pattern.
It's a pattern.
Right. And it's like, she's showing you who she is.
Exactly. Believe her.
Right. So what is he supposed to do?
Well, the comments are pretty clear on this one.
Okay.
Set boundaries.
Yeah.
Have a serious conversation.
Like an adult.
Like a grown-up.
Yeah.
And if she's not willing to work with you, then you know what you got to do.
Yeah. And it's hard, but...
It's hard, but sometimes you have to choose yourself.
Yes.
You have to put your own needs first.
And sometimes that means walking away.
Exactly.
Even if it hurts.
It's okay to choose your own happiness.
Right. And I think that's such an important takeaway from all of this is like, you deserve to be with someone who chooses you.
Yes, absolutely.
Who respects you.
Who makes you feel secure.
Yes.
Who doesn't make you question everything.
Right. And if you're having to constantly like beg for scraps of attention or like reassurance.
Red flag.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Not a good sign at all.
So this has been quite the deep dive.
It really has. We've gone from a PhD defense to like...
To the core of like all relationships.
The meaning of life.
I know. It's like, what even is love?
Right. What are we even doing here?
So listener, if you're out there and you're going through something similar, trust your gut.
Listen to that inner voice.
Set those boundaries.
You deserve to be happy.
And don't be afraid to walk away if you need to.
You are worthy of love.